In this video, we'll be preparing the rocket's airframe using the cut and drill guides included in the Signal R2 kit. If for whatever reason you don't have these cut and drill guides, there are links in the video description so that you can print them out yourself. To get started, we're going to grab some blue painter's tape and rip it up into a bunch of tiny little pieces. The first guide that we're going to use is the thrust vectoring mount guide at the bottom of the rocket. There's a side of the paper that says tape to vehicle here, and we're going to do just that. But first, I want to wrap it around the airframe and sort of see where the thrust vectoring mount sits. Using an example motor, inserting it into the thrust vectoring mount, we can see how far the motor will stick out of the bottom of the airframe. You can place this paper anywhere you want, really, but we're going to put it so that the motor hangs just a little bit out of the bottom of the rocket. Now, using some of those pieces of tape, I'm going to put them on the paper and then adhere them to the airframe. One of the most important parts of this process is making sure that the paper wraps around itself in the right way. Once you've taped and wrapped the paper around the airframe, you should be able to see a line slightly through the paper. It shows up pretty poorly on camera, so I've marked it here with a blinking red line to show where you should be looking for it. If this line doesn't show up exactly where it's marked, you may have a scaling issue that could cause problems later down the assembly line. With all that covered, you can tape the rest of the guide to the airframe. You can be pretty generous with this too. We really want this thing to stick in place and not move at all. With that done, it's time to move on to the flight computer guide. This guide works in the exact same way as the thrust vectoring guide. The most important part here is to make sure that the blue numbers on each guide line up. 1, 2, 3, and 4 should all match between the two guides. For this build, I'm placing the flight computer pretty close to the thrust vectoring mount. That said, as long as these 4 numbers line up, you can mount the flight computer basically anywhere along the length of the vehicle. Just like before, when the paper gets folded over, you want to look for that line under the paper again. Now we'll use the rest of our tape to lock the flight computer guide in place. Both of the drill and cut guides also have alignment stars on them. These stars face the same direction as all the stars on the 3D printed parts. With the guide secure, it's time to start drilling at each red dot. Here, I'll be using a 3mm diameter drill bit. With the holes drilled, it's time to cut on the red lines. And before we do that, we're just going to get this little piece of paper out of the way. This first hole is an access hatch for the flight computer. You're welcome to cut this larger or smaller if you'd like, but this is a good size to start with. Next up is a hole for the X-axis servo arm. These servo holes shouldn't be made smaller. You can cut them larger if you'd like, but if you make them smaller, you risk blocking the range of motion of the TBC mount. Here's the cutout for the Y servo, and once that's done, we're all set. The next thing I like to do is label the inside of each airframe part. Doing this will make assembly much easier down the road. We'll base these labels off of the drill and cut guides, starting with side 1. I'll make a little line at the bottom of the airframe, write a little 1, then do that for side 2, 3, and 4. Once you're done with one side of the body tube, turn it around and do the other side. Seemingly even more overkill, I also like to label which way is up on both the top and bottom of the airframe. It might seem obvious right now, but you would be surprised how many headaches this can prevent. The bottom of our rocket has all the holes and cuts it needs, so we'll take off the tape and the guides. Now, in order to make the rocket the right length to scale, we need to build a tiny middle section. I have a model of the Electron rocket here. It has a bottom, middle, and upper section, all built for the 74mm airframes. This is what we're going to be building now, which is a body coupler and a little body tube in the middle. Based on the model, I know that that little midsection needs to be 34mm in length. We'll measure that out on a spare body tube a couple of times around the airframe. Then I'll draw a line between all the dots to make the cut a little bit more consistent. I cut the piece off with a hobby knife and then gave it a test fit onto a body coupler. That looks about right, but rockets are about precision, so we should find the center point and then measure out from there. We're going to make some measurements in 2 different measurement systems because the body coupler is spec'd in imperial. 3 inches is the halfway point since the body coupler is 6 inches. The outer airframe section that goes around there is 34mm, half of which is 17. We'll mark 17mm away from each side of the center point. Then finally, we will know exactly where the outer airframe section needs to be. Using some medium-strength superglue, I'll secure the outer airframe section to the body coupler. That looks pretty good. We have a little bit too much glue, but it should be okay. Let's start putting things together. This is the top section of the airframe, which is just a brand new 74mm airframe tube. And this is the bottom section of the airframe, which we cut out holes from earlier. All three of these sections need to attach to each other, so what we're going to do is draw a continuous line from the flight computer screws all the way up from the bottom section to the top section. What we're doing is making reference lines so that we can drill holes in a straight line up the vehicle. Measuring from the airframe section edges, we'll make two 1-inch marks, one on the bottom frame, one on the top. After drilling both holes, we'll use two of the short M3.5 screws to secure the airframe sections together. After securing those sections together, we'll do the same for each side of the rocket. Now that we've screwed all the sections together, it's time to take them apart again. The reason for this is that we have to label them, just like we did with the bottom section of the airframe. First, we'll put some labels on the bottom half of the body coupler. Before doing this, it may be worth double checking that all of these sections are consistent with each other throughout the whole airframe. We can now do the same thing with the top section of the body coupler. And finally, once that's complete, we can do the same with the top section of the airframe. Okay, all the parts of your rocket have now been labeled, which means it's time to move on to the next section.